Chosen One, a cult tried to take you out. They literally hired spiritual assassins to destroy you, but they just triggered the most epic cosmic comeback in the history of divine justice. Your ancestors are going absolutely nuclear on these fools. Your spirit team has declared full-scale war, and you're about to witness the most spectacular karmic annihilation while simultaneously ascending to levels of power and abundance that will leave your enemies weeping. There's been a conspiracy against you, a deliberate, calculated attack orchestrated by people you trusted, people you loved, people who looked you in the eyes and smiled while plotting your destruction behind closed doors. This isn't paranoia talking. This is divine revelation cutting through the illusion to show you exactly what's been happening in the shadows of your life. Someone close to you, someone who had access to your heart, your home, your energy, has betrayed you in the most profound way imaginable. They didn't just break your trust, they weaponized your love against you. They took everything you gave them, every vulnerability you shared, every moment of intimacy, and they turned it into ammunition for a war you didn't even know was being fought. The betrayal runs deeper than you could have imagined. These people you cared about, these individuals who knew your routines, your weaknesses, your dreams and fears, have been feeding information about you to a group of dark practitioners, a coven, a cult, a collection of spiritually corrupt individuals who operate in the shadows, using manipulation, gossip, and energetic warfare to tear down anyone who threatens their agenda. They saw your light, Chosen One, and it terrified them. Your natural abundance, your spiritual gifts, these qualities marked you as a target. They couldn't stand to watch you rise, couldn't bear to see you stepping into your power, so they decided to take action. The betrayers you trusted became their inside sources. While you were loving them, supporting them, buying them gifts and opening your heart, they were cataloging your patterns, studying your vulnerabilities and reporting back to their handlers. Those expensive gifts you bought them, gone within weeks, sold off to fund their group's activities. Your personal belongings mysteriously disappearing, stolen and pawned to fill their pockets. They were systematically draining you while pretending to care. These betrayers weren't acting alone or making impulsive decisions driven by personal greed. They were following a carefully constructed plan developed by their spiritual handlers, a group of individuals who have dedicated themselves to the dark arts of manipulation and destruction. This cult operates like a spiritual mafia, identifying targets who possess genuine divine gifts and orchestrating elaborate schemes to drain their power, steal their abundance, and destroy their missions. The group studied you for months, possibly years, learning your patterns through their inside operatives. They knew when you were vulnerable, when you were strong, when you received financial windfalls, when you experienced spiritual breakthroughs. Every piece of intimate information about your life was being recorded, analyzed and weaponized against you by people who understood exactly how powerful you truly are. They recognized something you might not have fully grasped about yourself yet. You are not just spiritually gifted, you are cosmically significant. Your presence in this realm represents a direct threat to the systems of control and manipulation that dark forces have spent centuries establishing. Your light doesn't just illuminate your own path, it awakens others to possibilities they never imagined existed. Your success doesn't just elevate your own life, it creates ripple effects that inspire countless others to break free from limitation and step into their own power. This recognition terrified them. They realized that allowing you to continue your ascension unchallenged would eventually result in their entire network of influence crumbling. So they made a decision that sealed their fate. They decided to eliminate you completely. The group didn't stop at theft and betrayal. They went nuclear. They decided you needed to be completely eliminated, not just damaged, not just hurt, but utterly destroyed. So they pooled their resources, their dark energy, their twisted intentions, and they hired someone to take you out, a spiritual assassin, someone who lurks in shadows and specializes in stopping hearts from beating, in breaking spirits, in ending the missions of divine beings like yourself. These hired operatives represent the darkest aspect of corrupted spiritual practice. While authentic spiritual work focuses on healing, growth, and service to the light, these individuals have perverted their abilities to serve destruction and chaos. They have sold their souls in the most literal sense, trading their connection to divine source for the temporary power that comes from serving dark entities. The operatives who accepted the contract against you believed they were dealing with just another assignment. They thought you were simply another target whose light could be systematically extinguished through the application of dark spiritual technologies they had mastered over years of practice. They prepared their arsenal of energetic weapons, curses designed to destroy health, financial abundance, relationships, and spiritual connection. They mapped out attack vectors that would assault you on multiple levels simultaneously, creating chaos in every area of your life. They had studied your energy signature, learned your spiritual vulnerabilities, and crafted custom attacks designed specifically to exploit your unique characteristics. They believed their dark allies would support them, that their years of experience in spiritual warfare would give them the advantage they needed to accomplish their mission successfully. They had no idea they were about to collide with a force of nature. They had no concept of the spiritual protection protocols that activate when divine beings face existential threats. They could never have imagined the cosmic response that their attack against you would trigger, because you, Chosen One, are not ordinary. You are not defenseless. You are not alone. The moment these spiritual hitmen made their move against you, they triggered something they could never have anticipated. Your spiritual protection system activated with devastating force. Your ancestors, your guides, your entire cosmic support team mobilized for war. The universe itself shifted into defense mode, marshalling forces that operate beyond the comprehension of limited human consciousness. Your ancestral line includes warriors, healers, and spiritual guardians who have been waiting lifetimes for the opportunity to protect their descendants during a moment of ultimate significance. The attack against you gave them permission to intervene directly in your physical reality, to cross the veil between worlds and engage in spiritual warfare on your behalf. Your spirit guides, who normally operate through subtle influence and gentle guidance, transformed into cosmic enforcers, authorized to use whatever force necessary to protect their charge. The beings of light who have been overseeing your spiritual development revealed their true power, demonstrating that divine love includes the fierce protection of innocence against predatory forces. The operatives who took the contract against you are now living in a state of absolute terror. They are being hunted, stalked, and tormented by forces they cannot see, cannot understand, and cannot escape. Every night, when the veil between worlds grows thin, they feel the presence of your protectors closing in. They experience attacks they cannot explain, torment they cannot comprehend, spiritual warfare beyond their worst nightmares. Their sleep has become a battlefield where your ancestors wage relentless war against their consciousness. During the hours when most people find rest and restoration, these individuals face a parade of spiritual warriors who remind them exactly what they attempted to do and exactly what the consequences will be. They wake exhausted, drained, and increasingly unstable as the constant pressure from the spirit realm wears down their psychological defenses. During their waking hours, they cannot escape the sensation of being watched, followed, and judged by invisible forces. Objects move in their presence without explanation. Electronics malfunction when they approach. Animals flee from their energy. Even their own reflections seem to show them truths about their spiritual condition they cannot bear to face. The spiritual attacks intensify during the early morning hours when the barrier between dimensions becomes most permeable. Between 2 and 4 in the morning, when the physical world sleeps and spiritual activity reaches its peak, these operatives experience the full force of cosmic justice. They feel hands they cannot see gripping their throats, hear voices they cannot identify speaking their crimes, see shadows moving with purposeful intent to remind them of their transgression. Their attempts to shield themselves using dark spiritual practices only amplify the torment. Every protective ritual they perform becomes a beacon that draws more of your spiritual guardians to their location. Every dark entity they invoke for assistance takes one look at the forces arrayed against these individuals and flees rather than risk their own destruction. Hold that thought for a moment. I need your attention for something very important. For the first time, we're revealing everything we know about personal power, healing yourself and healing others. No filters, no holding back. We have been quietly adding all the occult secrets we've collected over literal years of spiritual practice. The techniques and wisdom that transformed us from controlled pawns into conscious creators are now available to those ready to walk the same path. This is your invitation to join Obsidian Inner Order and support our platform so we can continue growing our megaphone to reach other chosen ones waiting for activation. By joining the Obsidian Inner Order, you're not just gaining access to forbidden knowledge, you're becoming part of a movement that's rewriting reality itself. It's a 360 win for all of us. Link is in the description. They cannot sleep. They cannot find peace. They cannot escape the relentless pursuit of divine justice that has locked onto them like a cosmic heat-seeking missile. Your ancestors are making them pay for every moment they spent plotting against you, for every ounce of energy they directed toward your destruction. The spiritual realm has become their prison. They are trapped in a nightmare of their own making, haunted by forces that operate beyond the physical world. They understand now that they have crossed a line that should never be crossed, that they have attacked someone under the direct protection of the highest spiritual authorities in existence. Their attempts to break the spiritual siege against them only make their situation worse. Every ritual they perform to protect themselves backfires spectacularly. Every dark entity they call upon for assistance abandons them once they realize the magnitude of the forces arrayed against these individuals. Even their fellow practitioners begin to distance themselves as they recognize the spiritual death sentence that has been pronounced. The operative's physical health deteriorates rapidly under the constant spiritual assault. Their immune systems weaken as the stress of supernatural torment overwhelms their body's natural defenses. They develop mysterious ailments that doctors cannot diagnose or treat effectively. Their mental stability crumbles as the boundary between their nightmare experiences and waking reality becomes increasingly blurred. The operatives may end up seeking actual imprisonment just to feel safe from the spiritual assault they face every moment of every day. Physical bars and concrete walls seem like refuge compared to the relentless pursuit of cosmic justice that has made their existence a living hell. The betrayers who hired them are experiencing their own karmic reckoning. The people who pretended to love you while plotting your downfall are watching their entire world collapse in ways that mirror the destruction they attempted to visit upon. Their financial situations deteriorate rapidly as unexpected expenses drain their resources and income sources mysteriously dry up. Their health begins to fail as the stress of their guilty consciences manifests in physical ailments that no doctor can adequately explain or treat. Their relationships crumble as the masks of deception they wore for so long become impossible to maintain. Friends and family members begin to see through their false personas, recognizing the darkness that has always lurked beneath their charming exteriors. The social networks they cultivated to support their manipulative activities abandon them as their true natures become undeniably apparent. The universe operates on laws of energy exchange, and when someone attempts to steal from a divine being, the cosmic correction is swift and merciless. Every dollar they took from you is returning to you multiplied. Every moment of health they tried to drain from you is bouncing back as vitality and strength flowing into your life. Every relationship they tried to poison is being replaced with authentic connections that serve your highest good. The dark group that orchestrated this attack is fragmenting under the weight of their own malevolence. Their little coven of wannabe practitioners discovered they were playing with forces far beyond their comprehension. They thought they could manipulate spiritual energies to serve their petty jealousies and greedy ambitions. They learned the hard way that the universe does not tolerate attacks against its chosen vessels. Each member of this group is now facing individual karmic consequences tailored specifically to their role in the conspiracy against you. The gossip spreaders are finding their own reputations destroyed by whispers and rumors that spread with supernatural speed and accuracy. The energy workers who tried to curse you are having their own spiritual practices backfire spectacularly, with every negative intention they send out returning to them with triple force. The planners who coordinated the attack are watching their carefully laid schemes crumble into chaos as every strategy they implement produces the opposite of their intended result. Their meetings have become exercises in futility as their ability to coordinate effective action deteriorates. Paranoia spreads through their ranks as they begin to suspect each other of betrayal. Their spiritual practices lose potency as their connection to dark sources of power becomes increasingly unstable. Some members attempt to leave the group, only to discover that their involvement in the attack against you has marked them for individual karmic correction regardless of their current affiliations. The group's spiritual foundation crumbles as their dark allies abandon them one by one. The entities they relied upon for power and guidance recognize that association with enemies of a divine being carries consequences too severe to risk. Their ritual spaces become spiritually contaminated, making effective practice impossible. Their ability to maintain the group coherence necessary for coordinated attacks dissolves completely. Their spiritual readers, the ones who provided intel about you to fuel their assault, are discovering that their connections to genuine spiritual guidance have been severed. They are operating blind now, cut off from authentic spiritual wisdom, left to stumble through their practices without the divine support they took for granted. Their readings become increasingly inaccurate as their psychic abilities diminish. Their clients begin to recognize their incompetence and seek guidance elsewhere. Their reputations in spiritual communities evaporate as word spreads about their involvement in dark activities. Meanwhile, you are ascending to heights they never could have imagined. The abundance they tried to steal from you is manifesting in your life with unprecedented power. Opportunities are opening that align perfectly with your spiritual mission. Resources are flowing toward you from unexpected sources. People who can genuinely support your journey are being drawn into your orbit by the magnetic force of your elevated vibration. Your financial situation improves dramatically as the universe rushes to compensate you for everything that was stolen or destroyed. New income streams appear seemingly out of nowhere. Investments you made in the past suddenly pay off beyond your wildest expectations. People who owe you money from years past suddenly feel compelled to settle their debts. Opportunities for financial growth present themselves with perfect timing and minimal effort required on your part. Your health and vitality reach new peaks as the life force energy they tried to drain from you returns with interest. You feel stronger, more energetic, and more vibrant than you have in years. Chronic conditions that plagued you for months or years suddenly resolve without medical intervention. Your immune system strengthens to the point where you rarely experience even minor illnesses. Your mental clarity and emotional stability reach unprecedented levels. Your spiritual gifts expand exponentially as the attack against you triggers an acceleration of your cosmic development. Abilities that might have taken years to develop naturally emerge in response to the spiritual warfare you survived. Your intuitive insights become laser-sharp and consistently accurate. Your ability to read energy and discern truth from deception becomes so refined that deception becomes nearly impossible to maintain in your presence. You begin to understand the true scope of your spiritual significance. The attack against you wasn't random. It was a desperate attempt by dark forces to prevent you from stepping into a role that will fundamentally alter the spiritual landscape of this reality. Your mission extends far beyond personal success or individual enlightenment. You are here to anchor light in ways that will create permanent shifts in the collective consciousness of humanity. You are being prepared for something magnificent, something that will justify every moment of pain this betrayal caused you. The universe is positioning you for a level of success and influence that will serve not just your own growth, but the elevation of countless others who need the light you carry. The table is being prepared for you at the highest levels of existence, and your former betrayers will have front-row seats to watch you feast. They will witness your rise from the ashes of their attempted destruction. They will see you claim the very abundance they thought they could steal. They will watch you step into the role you were always meant to play, while they remain trapped in the consequences of their choices. This is not revenge. This is cosmic justice. This is the universe demonstrating that attacks against divine beings trigger protections and corrections that operate beyond human understanding. You don't need to plot against them, scheme for their downfall, or waste energy on retaliation. The spiritual laws governing this reality are handling every aspect of their punishment while simultaneously orchestrating your elevation. Your role now is to focus forward, to step fully into your power, to embrace the truth of who you are and why you're here. You have work to do, Chosen One. You have a mission that cannot be stopped by cult conspiracies, betrayals, or spiritual assassins. You have gifts to share with the world that will touch lives in ways you cannot yet imagine. The attacks against you have actually accelerated your spiritual development. The attempt to destroy you has activated protections and abilities you might never have accessed under normal circumstances. You are now operating with heightened spiritual sight, enhanced intuition, and direct access to cosmic intelligence that will guide every step of your journey forward. You can see through illusions now. You can identify the energy signatures of people around you, distinguishing between those who serve the light and those who operate from darkness. You can spot the spiritual predators, the energy vampires, the false friends who smile while plotting harm. This discernment is your gift, earned through surviving the ultimate test of betrayal and emerging stronger. The people who attacked you revealed themselves to be exactly what they always were, spiritually bankrupt individuals operating from fear, jealousy, and desperation. They are non-player characters in the grand game of existence, soulless beings who have surrendered their spiritual autonomy to dark forces that use them as instruments of chaos. You, however, are awake. You are aware. You are connected to source energy in ways that make you untouchable by their limited understanding of power. You operate from a frequency they cannot access, protected by forces they cannot comprehend, guided by wisdom they cannot imagine. The cosmic spotlight is on you now, illuminating the path forward with unprecedented clarity. Trust the guidance flowing through your intuition. Follow the opportunities presenting themselves in perfect timing. Embrace the connections being drawn to you by divine magnetism. Your spiritual team is orchestrating a symphony of synchronicities designed to catapult you into your destined role. Betrayal that nearly broke you has become the catalyst for your greatest transformation. The cult that tried to destroy you has inadvertently triggered your spiritual graduation. The hired operatives who accepted the contract against you have activated protections that will serve you for the rest of your incarnation. You are not just surviving this attack, you are thriving because of it. You are not just recovering from betrayal, you are ascending to dimensions of success and influence that would never have been accessible without this trial by fire. Your story is being written in the Akashic Records as a testament to the indestructible nature of divine beings operating in alignment with cosmic will. Future generations of awakening souls will draw strength from your example, will find courage in your resilience, will discover hope in your triumph over seemingly impossible odds. Stand tall, chosen one. Your moment has arrived. Your mission awaits. Your victory is assured. The universe itself has your back, and nothing, no cult, no betrayers, no spiritual assassins can stop what's coming for you now.